What's up, everybody? I'm gonna be playing Madden again at the same time I'm uploading this in the game. And Super Bowl. And 6 minutes. I'm gonna be the Dolphins and I'm gonna be playing the Lions.
EA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
And I'm on.
Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Detroit Lions and the Miami Dolphins. Coming up next.
When you think about the classic venues to host the NFL's ultimate game, this one's right up near the top of the list. The Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. We are minutes away from Super Bowl 59, and we've got a tremendous matchup in store. The moment is upon us, and we've got what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Miami Dolphins taking on the NFC champions, the Detroit Lions. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis, and what a season it's been for our AFC champions. I mean, this was a fight just to get to the Super Bowl. You got to figure that they are very battle-tested and ready.
I'd agree with you 100% about that. You don't get there without having those types of attributes, and that's what you look for in a Super Bowl team. Character, confidence. These guys don't lack for either one of those. Now they're here. Now they're ready to win.
Meanwhile, for the Lions, it might be a state holiday in Michigan tomorrow if they can pull this one off. Their first ever Super Bowl appearance as they try to win their first NFL title since 1957.
Oh, I love how you announce. I love how you like to govern as well. A state holiday? Absolutely if they pull this one off. And remember, this team trying to win, as you said, their first title since 1957. If they pull this off, it officially buries the Bobby Lane curse.
On the ground, this is Devon Achane. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Quick throw there is incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else. Ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 41-yard line. Achane on the counter. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8. Achane here, they stay on the ground. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And this pass broken up.
How do you drop?
The contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. Online, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. So the missed 56-yarder, and now the flip side. Good starting field position at the 46 near midfield. Back to throw, Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series, they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
A nice opening right away as he'll maneuver his way up to the 32-yard line. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Off play action. Here's Goff. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. From the gun, here's Goff. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. So the completion results there at 9 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins.
Yes.
And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. And on the grandest of stages, with the whole world watching the Super Bowl, they come out and get the first points.
I don't know how you... Brandon, but for me... Beginning of the Super Bowl, I've often wondered how come it's not just a fumble fest. How come the ball's not all over the place? The nerves, the interim in between of the 2 weeks waiting for the game. But this team came out and handled it just like it was a regular season walk in the park. Terrific start.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. A costly mistake there in the return game.
We'll change it back to 25.
How you want to answer an opening touchdown.
Yeah, and your defense is asking you a lot of questions right now because you're already down 7-0. You turn the ball over, they've got to go right back up.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's Brian Branch with it. And the Lions are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. St. Brown in motion right. Play action. It's gone. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. 1st down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Big Calais Campbell fighting through to make the play in the backfield. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. To throw is Goff. He's got it complete to Gibbs. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Now a play fake, and it's Goff. He's got right on the short throw. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up 4th. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Well, that's always a risk on those longer kicks. You have to drive it low to get it there. That opened the door for a better chance for the defense to get a hand on it, and that's just what we saw there.
And even if the odds increase a little bit because it's a longer field goal attempt, it's still difficult to get hands on the football and create a block. Big-time excitement for that unit, getting through and knocking that one away.
Now Tua going to fake the jet sweep and the handoff as he'll drop to throw it. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
To the sideline.
Stay in bounds.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
In motion, Hill. Tua on 4th down. That is caught. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. Tua sets up to pass it. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he's taken down inside the 30. We are just getting started here at Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. One quarter in the books. The Dolphins with the early lead. And we are back and ready to go for the second quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis, as always, thrilled to be with you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. In motion, Hill. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back.
And this throw will be intercepted. And the Lions are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Goff now looking to throw. That's complete to LaPorta. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Here's Goff. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Now Goff. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Lions first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. In motion, the tight end. Now Montgomery running right. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. In motion right, that's Williams. Goff. It's Williams on the catch. Powering his way forward. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 25 yards there on the catch and run. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a run with Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2nd down and 8.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Gone. And this is going to be incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down. On 4th down, on is Jake Bates for the Lions field goal. He had his lone attempt blocked earlier. Bates' kick is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So this time the protection holds up for him just fine, and he's able to bang it through.
I think their special teams coach got the point across. He gave him a pretty good earful after the block earlier. And this time, there's no penetration, so they're able to pick up 3.
The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones,
there he goes left side. Down the left sideline. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 73 yards. And the Dolphins continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. But that was well executed.
So they kept it on the ground, got it into the end zone. But Charles, sometimes you probably see teams treat a 2-point conversion differently than if it was 1st and goal from the 2, or I should say 3rd and goal from the 2.
I agree with you totally on that. A lot of teams treat it as if they have farther to go and shy away from running the football. I think this is a great spot to do it because most teams play you for the pass. Go ahead and run and let your linemen surge and fire out.
So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 14 yards that time for number 14.
I tell you what, when you're down on the scoreboard, you've got to look to your stars, and that's what they do here to start the drive. I wouldn't be surprised if they looked his way a few more times in short order. That one, well designed, and it's a quick first down.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now it's Goff. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. 2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. 3rd and 9 here. Goff now to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now Goff. Over the middle and take it in by Laporta. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Going up the gut, Montgomery. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. And we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Now we get Tyreek Hill and the rest of the Miami offense back out there, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but his shredding defense is getting big.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 83 yards. And the Dolphins are feeling good as they extend their lead in the Super Bowl.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Out of the gun, Goff. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Here's Goff. Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
The final shot before break here. Goff. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
Am I going to return it?
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
Let's go.
Well, this defense, they've been terrific all year.
There's
They
0
come through with
seconds.
a pick six here on the game's biggest stage.
Perfect descriptor there, because we have seen this time and time again. This defense, their ability to take the ball away from teams, they definitely have a nose for the football, and it pays off again on that play.
So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. It was a strong first half from the lefty, Tua Tagovailoa. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission. The highlights from the first half, all one-sided. This one got out of hand early, and now you have to wonder how these teams will approach this second half, because this one's already close to being in the bag, if it's not already.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi trophy not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
But if there's ever a chance to regroup, it's in this game, right? Because you do have that long halftime, a chance to really assess things and maybe make some changes and true adjustments. They played great all year long. That was the worst first half of the season for them. They're hoping to put it behind them and come out punching here in the second half.
Goff now looks to throw. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make it second down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
On third down, they go Montgomery. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty. The Dolphins offense and Tua Tagovailoa ahead. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this...
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day. They're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Montgomery will take this one in. It's a Lions touchdown.
And they can thank their defense for this one. They were set up with a short field following the turnover, but they took care of business as well, working their way down and finishing with a strong run into the end zone for their first touchdown of the game.
They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Dolphins offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. The last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended. It got his man complete. Still on his feet. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Dolphins are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Tua and the Dolphins offense staying put. They'll go for two. In motion, Hill. They'll try and run it here. And he is not going to get to the goal line. And for the first time here this afternoon, they are thwarted on the two-point conversion. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And Detroit back in possession of the football. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one,
and now off to the races down the right side. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Sam Laporta, 71 yards. And the Lions are able to cut into that deficit. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Jalen Waddle running out, and that means that the Dolphins ready for another drive on offense. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, and he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
Third quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Out of the gun on third down, here's Tua. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. Apparently they weren't interested in playing the field position game. They opt to keep their offense out there. A big mistake in hindsight.
Yeah, that one backfired, and hindsight's always 20/20, but let's call it what it was. We would have first guessed that one and said, don't do it here. Bad situation. I think they need to be closer to midfield before I would start to think it was a good idea. And once you start taking risks like that, you're going to have to keep taking them throughout the game, especially when they don't work.
Yeah, at this stage of the second half, interesting. The tight end in motion right. Back to throw. Goff. This one swung out to Montgomery. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Bradley Chubb coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Here's Goff. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And the Lions are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. They'll run with Montgomery. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. David Montgomery, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Lions get a bit closer. Extra point right down the middle. And that cuts this lead down to 13. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense. A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Goff. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's right. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. To throw is Goff. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. And he's going to get this up to the 24-yard line. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. Tyreek Hill's got another one.
Yes.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 39 yards there, a big one. So the Bulls into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Throw left side. In by Hill. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Out route to Hill, complete. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and just a yard. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. 2 and a throw again. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down, and the Lions will take over. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it's 2nd down. First run of the game for Jahmyr Gibbs, the Alabama product. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Felix, what are you doing? Are you biting your toenails?
Now Goff. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. So that's the end of 3 here in Super Bowl 59 from Caesars Superdome. The 4th and final quarter coming right up. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Folks, welcome back to the biggest stage in sports, the Super Bowl, and now we get down to the good stuff, the 4th and final quarter. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And there's just 1 quarter that remains in this edition of the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, as we get set for the 4th quarter. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down. Goff. That's complete to Laporta. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another 1st down. From the 50, it's Goff. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Finding his big receiver, Patrick, over the middle. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 36. Goff throwing again. Throw left side complete. That's Gibbs. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Goff. Finding the open man, and that's Tim. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 20-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Williams, a man in motion right. Now it's Goff. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 56 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Goff. Open man right side is St. Brown. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 2nd and goal from the 1. Off play action. Here's Goff.
Yes.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. 3rd and goal. And keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. If they're going to have a shot in this Super Bowl, they're going to need this one on 4th down.
Yeah.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. There he goes, right side.
Touchdown.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. I mean, what a play there to make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here, he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Muscles by at the 25. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. so we race the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Out of the gun, Goff. He'll get this one to Patrick. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Goff now looks to throw. On the move past the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Goff. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, 35 yards. And the Lions have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
And the Dolphins are going to recover. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. That'll be caught by Hill. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now it looks like he'll throw here. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. They'll work from the 36 on 2nd and 6. Here's Tua. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Looking to pass. Tua. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. First down, going to be enough to write a finish to this one. Tua setting up shop to throw again. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hill. Now 2nd and 5. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. That one complete to Hill. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Tua going to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. 4 yards remain on set.
Yes.
Ball on the 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And it's caught. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And did he get the feet down? Yes, touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Dolphins have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And Detroit getting set to go now. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Here's Goff. That is caught by Laporta. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. To throw is Goff. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. This pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by Jalen
Yes.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. 16-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. After the turnover, it's Tua. And oh my goodness, here's a fifth interception. Picked off by Kirby Joseph, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. After the interception, here's Goff. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And the Lombardi Trophy has a home in South Florida. The Miami Dolphins are your Super Bowl champions. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.
Commissioner Goodell atop the podium, handing the Lombardi Trophy to the Miami Dolphins, champions of Super Bowl 59. So that will conclude our coverage this year on EA Sports. I want to thank my partner, Charles Davis, for another incredible season together in the booth. Till the fall, folks, Brandon Gaudin saying good night from New Orleans.
Let's go. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Oh, wait, no.